All right, what's up, everybody? Now, look, you've seen the clickbait headlines just like I have, right? The fast cash, the quick dough, the overnight successes. And we've also seen the darker side of that clickbait world, right? We've all seen the tales of disaster and despair and the stories of people who lost it all. We've seen it. We've been there. We've seen and heard every extreme and all that falls in between. All of that noise creates an image of real estate that isn't entirely accurate. At least I don't think it is. And it's kind of an image that to those on the outside creates a perception that doesn't really match up with reality. And it's a dangerously caricatured version of reality that has its own kind of culture and mythology. In this video, I'm going to expose 3 commonly held myths that have been holding back investors since the beginning of commerce. These myths are irresponsibly inaccurate, but virtually every new investor believes them wholeheartedly. So in this video, we're going to dispel those myths. We're going to push fiction to the side and expose the truth. We've tested these myths ourselves. We know them to be false. We have weighed them against our own experiences and the experiences of our connections within the industry and for our clients, and we found them to be false. Here at DFY Real Estate, we are committed to dispelling dishonesty and setting an example in the industry that you will be proud to follow. So if you're ready to bust these myths, let's go. Okay, myth number 1 is that cash flow is king. Now, look, this is actually a myth that I even believed for a while, and it's the idea that you have to buy a property that cash flows really well, and if you get a property that doesn't cash flow, then you should run away from that property. Well, while cash is king, cash flow is not necessarily king. Cash flow is something we love. Cash flow we like to have. But there's a lot of people, especially in today's economy, that are running away from real estate because they don't think that they're going to be cash flow positive. The reason why I believe that that's a myth is you have people left and right that are stepping over dollars to pick up pennies, right? Meaning they're like, this doesn't have much cash flow, so I'm going to step away from it, when they're not actually looking at the long-term benefit of what that real estate could do and what it could provide for them. So what they're doing is they're stepping over the dollar, meaning the long-term result that the real estate could get for them in order to pick up pennies, which means a little bit of cash flow along the way. Now, if all you did was focus on cash flow, you would say no to a lot of deals. You may not even enter the real estate world like right now, right? The world is kind of crazy. Interest rates are high. Prices have gone up. Cash flows are lower. So imagine if you said, no, I'm just going to sit back. Well, listen, we know that when everybody is fearful, that's when you should be taking action, right? And when everybody is greedy, that's when you should be fleeing in the other direction. I think Warren Buffett said something very similar to that. So if what you're focused on is cash flow, and you're in an environment where cash flow is not good, you will say no to deals that could make a massive difference for you in the long run and frankly in the short run as well. So myth number 1 is that cash flow is king. Cash flow is good, but it doesn't have to be king, okay? Myth number 2 is this. Now, you've probably heard this 100 times. You make your money when you buy or when you sell, right? That's also kind of a myth, because here's the deal. What if I told you that you don't make your money when you buy or when you sell, you make your money when you hold, right? Now, I want you to go check out another video on our channel called What Most People Don't Understand About Real Estate Investing, and we'll link to it down in the description so you can take a look. But in that video, we talk a little bit about some of the aspects here that I think would be really important and would be good context for you as we talk about these myths. But to talk a little bit more about this myth that you make your money when you buy or when you sell, here's the deal. If you only make your money when you buy, then that assumes this. You have to go and buy a property that has a bunch of equity built in. Well, what if it's not a time when you could go and buy property when there's a lot of equity built in, right? That would be kind of difficult. So you may walk away from real estate. Well, what if you believe that you only make your money when you sell? Now you're totally focused on the end game, and you're focused on doing whatever you have to do to increase as much property value as possible so you could go and sell it in the future. So here's where both of these are kind of myths, right? I'm wrapping them into one myth, which is you make your money when you buy or sell. If all you do is make your money when you buy, then that means you have to find properties with a lot of equity. Well, if you can't find properties with equity, you'll say no. If you make your money when you sell, then you'll think about the real estate and you'll think about it in terms of, well, I'm going to go fix up the property like this, and I'm going to go put granite countertops in, and I'm going to upgrade the cabinets, because you're thinking I got to sell it for as much as possible. Well, If I told you that it's not you make your money when you buy, and it's not you make your money when you sell, it's make your money when you hang on, then what that means is you view your real estate through an entirely different lens, right? It means that you're buying at a time, we always believe it's always a good time to buy. So you're not saying no to real estate, you're buying and then you're hanging on and you're collecting some cash flow along the way. You're definitely collecting tax benefits. You're definitely letting somebody else pay down the principal. You're definitely getting appreciation along the way. And you're definitely looking at when the time is right to use that one property to go buy another, right? We talk about it all the time. When can you refinance money out of property number one to buy property number two? Or when should you sell property number one? Not because that's when you make your money, but you sell property number one when it's the right time to take those funds from property number one and go buy a couple more properties, right? So the idea of you don't make your money when you buy or when you sell, but you make your money when you hold, it encapsulates the entire real estate conversation, and it has you shift your focus and realize that it's a long-term play that gets benefits for you along the way, right? It's not just this or this, it's the entirety of it, okay? Now, before we get back to the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, okay? I mean, this channel, it is about showing you all the tips and tricks we can think of for getting started in real estate investing, right? And we want to help you win. We want you to stack micro wins. We want you to hopefully maybe one day make millions in real estate. And what we do here is we share videos about how to replace your income, how to generate income, period, right, when it comes to real estate, so you can retire early, so you can create generational wealth for your family. So if you want to find out how to find the best properties for sale, this channel's for you. If you want to know which markets you ought to be going to, this channel's for you. If you want tips, tricks, and strategies of how to succeed in real estate today and in the future, this channel is for you. If you're just interested in the world of real estate and you're trying to gain a little bit more information, this is free education for you. So please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share with any of your friends that you think could benefit from this. When you share the channel, it lets YouTube know that we've got content that hopefully is beneficial, and it makes sure that they help other people see things that we're working really hard to try to create for you so it can benefit you and hopefully bless your life. So now let's get back to the video. Let's get into the third myth that I want to bust today, okay? The third myth I want to bust today is this, that cash on cash return is the greatest indicator of real estate success. Now, what's a cash on cash return? Cash on cash return is this. A lot of times people will look at how much do I invest and how much does it make me monthly? And then they'll create a percentage, right? They'll go, okay, if it makes this amount monthly, I'm going to divide that against the total amount invested, and that's my cash on cash return. Or they may look at it and they may say, okay, how much money is it going to make me over the long run? And I'm going to divide that against my investment amount, and then that's going to be my cash on cash return. Now, what happens there is while cash on cash return is one of the indicators we look at, it's not the most important indicator. Now, there's this thing that's been really common in the real estate world for a long time called the 1% rule, right? The 1% rule was quite simply your property should rent for 1% of your purchase price. So that means that if the property could be purchased for $150,000, then it has to rent for at least $1,500. Now, while that was a really good indicator for a time in the industry, what has since happened is property prices have gone up quicker than rents have, right? Now, rents will catch up, but until rents do, it means that you're saying no to real estate that could be generating a bunch of benefit for you, okay? So why this is important is if all you're focused on is the 1% rule, the idea is that should be the indicator of cash on cash return. Now, if that's all you're looking at, you may be saying goodbye and kissing away deals that could make a massive difference for you, okay? Here's the other thing that people have thought about when it comes to cash on cash return. They think about this thing called cap rate, right? Which just is another sort of real estate equation. You could go and Google it if you wanted to see the exact math on how it's done, but it's just a really simple way that people would say, all right, what's the income on the property and what's my purchase price on the property, right? Now, while again, that could be an important indicator of success, that is kind of more applicable with maybe like commercial deals or multifamily. It's not necessarily as applicable when it comes to single family residential real estate. So the reason why I'm saying this is these are myths that people believe, right? It's got to be the 1% rule. My cap rate has to be good. The cash on cash return is the only thing that I'm going to care about, so on and so forth. What that's doing is you are ignoring a segment of real estate that's easy to acquire, that's very profitable, that could make a massive difference for you. And it's why we look at real estate through an entirely different lens. One of the things we look at when it comes to cash on cash return is something we call a combined cash on cash. Now, here's what this means. If you were to get real estate and all you were to look at is the cash flow, like monthly cash flow versus what I'm spending to get this property, I mean, you may get an indicator of what that property would do, but it would not be a true real dollar indicator of the benefit of that property. We look at it like this. What is your cash flow? What is the amount of principal pay down? Because remember, if you're buying with leverage and renting out a property, that means that somebody is paying your mortgage for you, okay? And when they're paying your mortgage, that means they're paying your principal, interest, tax, and insurance. Now, they're paying principal, right? Which means somebody that's renting from you is paying down your loan for you and paying your interest for you. So if you take a look at the actual cash flow, right, which is the difference between what it rents for and what you have to pay, and then you rent it out for more than what you have to pay, that's your cash flow. Now that payment that the renter is giving you, it is not only giving you extra cash, but it is also paying down principal. And in addition to that, you're getting tax benefits that come by owning real estate. If you took a look at the total real dollar benefit to you on any given property, you would have to add cash flow and principal pay down and tax benefits. That would give you a sum of money that you could then divide against your total amount that you invested in the property. And that kind of a cash on cash return is far more indicative of what the property is actually doing for you. So I don't want you to believe the myth that it's just about cash on cash return, not in the traditional sense, okay? What I want you to realize is there's more ways to look at a property, and these ways you can look at a property are a better indicator of how successful that property could be for you. Just imagine for a second, right? Getting red hot property deals delivered daily so you could start understanding the numbers that we're talking about. You could look at those every single day and get an idea of what we're trying to talk about, right? If you're looking to get the most updated information for great deals on properties all across the US, you found it! Yay! Everybody cheer, throw confetti. Let's put confetti on the screen. Right? You found it because our company has built some incredible relationships with amazing teams all over the country to find amazing deals on real estate with numbers that are designed to show you the real story of the property. And get this, we currently have more deals than we have buyers. Like, I'm not joking. It's crazy. This has never happened, I don't think, in the history of our company, that we've got so much real estate that we are finding that is really awesome and investable real estate, but we don't have enough people taking action. Why? Because they're like, I only make my money when I buy, or I only make my money when we sell. That was myth number one from this video, if you need to rewind. And because of that, they're going, I don't want to move forward. I don't really know what to do. Well, you should check out dailyfastball.com. Now, we've linked to it below. At dailyfastball.com, that is a brand new free service that we are offering where you can sign up for daily deals that are texted right to your phone and have a deal a day right at your fingertips. Each property has been thoroughly vetted and it's ready for purchase. And look, even if you're not ready to buy, right, we found this tool to be an amazing thing to help you keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in the market, and to look at real estate the right way, through the right set of lenses, with the right kind of information. So you're busting those myths and looking at what real estate can really do. Getting the Daily Fastball is like having a savvy, experienced real estate team right in your pocket, okay? Here's why. Because at DFY, we send our entire research team. We've got whole research teams that are doing research on a regular basis on dozens of markets and tons of properties, and they're finding and vetting and running the numbers on these awesome properties. So every property we suggest to our clients, it's on the right street, and it's in the right neighborhood, and it's in the right city to attract the right kind of tenant. And we've got these boots on the ground teams that are researching property, and if it even misses one mark of our 35-point market selection process or our 50 plus data points, we cross it off the list. See, you take the amount of time, plus the right property, plus the right location, plus the right tenant, and it equals success in real estate investing. With a formula like that, you cannot fail. That formula alone busts the common myths when it comes to real estate. And by the way, our research team's sole purpose is to find properties that meet our stringent market selection process and put those property in front of our clients, right? So that they can choose, so you can choose a property that meets your goals, and we can help do all the heavy lifting to get it to you. So if you'd love to put our experienced, successful real estate teams in your pocket, showing you the best properties every single day and busting down traditional real estate myths, click below to sign up for the Daily Fastball, okay? It's in the link below. Every day we'll text you an excellent property that's hand-selected and put through the process by our expert teams. That means you don't have to scroll through Zillow or wonder whether the gorgeous properties you're seeing are all they're cracked up to be. No more scanning your local listings for something better than a quaint little fixer-upper, and no more wondering whether your real estate agent, who probably has the best of intentions, understands what you really need in an investment property. If one of the properties we text catches your eye, you can book a free game plan call. We can talk to you. We can map out exactly how you can buy that property or one that's like it if you call too late, right? And we could start helping you cash rent checks in literally 6 to 8 weeks from this moment. Isn't that amazing? So click on the link below, get the Daily Fastball, it's free, put our experts to work for you, and we'll talk to you real soon.